What is up, metalheads? What is up? It is Heavy Metal Pokemon, and I am bringing you Season 3 of the NBA. That is the Newbie Battle Association. And our draft recap for the Colorado Mamoswine. So as you already know, we have changed teams. We're no longer the Denver Rapidash. We've gotten rid of that trash team. We have become the Colorado Mamoswine. And we are kicking butt and taking names. Did you know we're 1-1 currently in the OBC, the Omni Battling Collective? As this goes up, we may be more, we may be less, depending. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to got some slides that are going to come up. So just work with me as they come rolling through. We'll get right into this, and as you can see in the nice layout. So what happened was this Season 2, a bunch of people, coaches were inactive, so we had to go ahead and redraft, which sucked. But let's get right into it. So I went ahead and I franchised from my Season 3 original team, Arcanine, aka the Monster. Look at those stats. So this monster can be special, it can be physical, it can be choiced, it can be defensive, leftovers, Rocky Helmet. This is a really good mon that I really wanted to make sure I had on the team again and continue to have. So I'm hoping the monster can definitely lead the team just like Baby Growlithe did when we out of here. Skype. Like we did with in the LC, we made it all the way to the finals in the DBL LC off-season, losing to Turkey and his 2 Hustle Mons, which was unfortunate. Yeah, so this is the team captain. He can be offensive, defensive. He's a great choice user and overall leader of the team, which it says on the card. Not much more to be said. Okay, so next up we have Blaziken, aka Phoenix. I wanted a fighting type, and Blaziken was a really good tier 4 pick. So I decided to pick up Blaziken. It is just Blaze ability, but that's okay. Definitely has a lot of setup, can baton pass, that huge attack stat. Look at that, 120. Again, this mon can also be special as well, so I've got a lot of choices, a lot of options available. Base 80 speed, as you can see later in the draft, we do have a lot of speed, so base 80 is not too terrible. I believe it gets agility too, so it's not like it's terrible. But yeah, and we get high jump kick, we get flare blitz, we get brave bird. Obviously with that base 120 attack, it's just gonna be a monster. Can be definitely a setup sweeper for us. You know, the access to multiple setup moves, huge attack stat, huge special attack stat. You know, we can pass that, and that's just it. Alright, on to Yuki-Onna, the Frostlass, aka the Snow Queen. I believe is what it translates to from Japanese. I'll have to double check. I really wanted a fast spin blocker with access to taunt. I can set up my own hazards with spikes, and then I can just kind of do some other shenanigans, and it gives me ice type, so I thought it was really good. It's a great anti-lead, which is awesome. Anti-lead, think about that. But you know, great spin blocker, fast taunt user, curse block shuts down, you know, foes and their good moves unless you know they do turn out and stuff like that. But so that's what she's there for. She's gonna go ahead and make sure, you know, we don't get webs attacked to us, or we don't get, you know, rocks on our side of the field when we don't want them. Because as you'll notice, I don't have a lot of hazard removal in the team. I mean, I have some, and it's good where I have it, but I just don't have a lot. Alright, so next up we have Kasumi returning from our original Season 3 team, Greninja. I wanted to pick up Greninja because it's a great fast support mon, and also can come in and just clean up stuff for you. Base 122 speed really allows me to outspeed a lot of threats, and then with the huge special attack stat, I mean 103 is pretty good. Base 95 attack stat too, gets access to some really cool moves like Water Shuriken, as you saw that I used in the first match against Stiglet Dreams, along with Shadow Sneak and some other really cool moves. It is just Torrent, it is not Protean, but this allows me with Torrent, instead of like XY Ninja, I have access to all the moves. So I can get Gunk Shot, I can get Low Kick. They're not as good without the Protean ability and giving me the stab boost on every move, but what I get in return is I get the full moveset and I can still get the powerful damage. Alright, so next up on the team, I needed a water absorber because we play against everyone once in the team, or in the league. So I needed to make sure I had a water absorber for when I do go against Volcanion. And I picked up Jellicent. Jellicent's really good, has Cursed Body, which is also great, and Water Absorb, so it can be definitely a very good special wall for us. Access to Recover, which is great as well. And then Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, Hex, and some other ghosty moves. So this is Scott Sterling. Scott Sterling, go check him out. I will link Scott Sterling down below. Scott Sterling is the greatest goalie ever. Yeah, with high SPDF HP, this mon's going to be great bulky water for the team. With Water Absorb counting other bulky waters and forcing switches. So this is going to definitely put a lot of pressure on my opponents who want to bring like bulky waters. Empoleon, Vaporeon, Suicune. So it's going to put a lot of pressure. Alright, so next up is a Luxray. I needed a tier 5. I needed an electric type. I picked up Luxray. So aka Thunder. Look at that base 120 attack stat. Part of my Intimidate core, as you'll see coming up. So we already have Arcanine, and you can see Luxray on the screen here. Big physical wall breaker. You know, we can put a choice band on this thing. I mean, it's slow, base 70 speed. You know, it just kind of comes with the territory. You got to give and take. You can't have just super OP mons all the time. So we have Luxray here. He's going to go ahead and do a lot of different stuff for us. Assault Vest, Choice Band, Choice Scarf. Can also be special. I mean, that special attack is not as good as that attack stat, but it's there. Gets access to Volt Switch and some other really cool moves, so it's going to be great. Like I said, also going to be part of an Intimidate core that I have on the team. Going to be really a central part of the team when he comes into battle. Alright, so next up on the team, I did want a ground type. I needed an electric immunity. So we have Marowak, aka Galio. So a defensive wall, huge defense stat, and definitely a great rock setter. With Thick Club, he doubles my attack, so it goes from 80 to 160, so he's great. So he can also be offensive. Pretty slow speed. I think he's base 50 now. I have to double check that. But yeah, high defense stat, high attack boost from Thick Club. This mon's going to stick around for the duration of the battle, getting up rocks whenever I need him. He's going to be just putting a lot of earthquake pressure. Access to Rock Slide, Iron Head, which is really cool. So he gets a lot of really cool moves that can help me destroy my team. He can also be a Sword Stand Sweeper. I've been swept a couple of times by this monster in PU, so Galio's going to come through, hopefully defensively and offensively for the team. Alright, so as you can see, next we have Salamence, aka Niv Mizzet. If you don't play Magic the Gathering, you're not going to get it. Niv Mizzet was a great dragon that I had in the control deck that I played, which was Grixis Control. But now we're playing Pokemon, so that doesn't really matter. Base 135 attack, base 110 special attack. So this thing, again, can be mixed. A lot of my mons can be mixed, which is so great, I think, for this season. So many mixed mons, so many good mons. Scarf Sweeper, Intimidate Core, Moxie is a great ability as well. Be offensive, defensive, you know, especially with like since it gets access to defog as well, so we can definitely get rid of the hazards with this mon, which is great. So we don't have to worry about, you know, the hazards staying on the field too long or anything like that. We can run this guy defensive. He gets access to Hydro Pump, Fire Blast, a lot of really cool moves, Hyper Voice to go through the subs and just blow back the opponents. So, all right, next up on the roster is Skarmory. Another high defensive stat mon. Now, I know I have a lot of defensive mons, but I want to make sure I can take a lot of physical hits on the physical side. And Robot Chicken is going to do just that for us. A lot of these mons, so I can put a lot of more of the bulk in the special defense. So that way, you know, I don't need to do anything in defense. I mean, 140 base defense. That's not going to die anytime soon. It's got a great typing in Steel Flying. Only weak to fire and electric, which is pretty cool. Earthquake if it roosts, of course, or, you know, gravity is effective. But I don't see that happening too often here, so. But, you know, hazard support can set up and remove hazards, which is great. Can phase mons out so they can't set up and everything. So he's going to be a great threat. He can also be an autonomized, I believe is what it is, autonomized sweeper. So watch out for that. Alright, so next up we have Sprite, aka Sylveon, or Sylveon, aka Sprite, whichever way. So I wanted a cleric on the team, and really help me with the Steel Fairy Dragon Core that I have with Salamence, Skarmory, and Sylveon. So 95 HP, base 110 special attack, and then 130 spadef. So this mon can definitely be a especially defensive wall for us. Specs and Pixelate boosted Hyper Voice is just going to equal whatever comes on the field is dead. I believe Scissor takes 50% if fully invested still, so it takes a lot from Specs, Pixelate, and Hyper Voice. So it's not really going to want to switch it. I mean, it can, pop it with a Bullet Punch. So it's not bad, but still, I mean, it's gonna put holes in teams. So it's gonna be great and come in late and just start pounding. Alright, the Mega of the team. Mega Plantmon, the Mega Venusaur. Offensive, defensive filler is going to be great for the team. Has the ability of both special and physical attacking again. Gets access to Earthquake, Knockoff. And he's got such bulk, and he has his own reliable recovery. And in the NBA, we don't have to Mega first turn. So as long as he's holding the Mega Stone, he's good to go. I can set up the Sun with something, and he can come in and sweep for us. So be on the lookout for a potential Sun sweep with like Solar Beams, because I can run Chlorophyll as long as I just run the whatever that thing is, Mega Stone. But yeah, he's going to put in a lot of work for us. He gets access to a lot of really cool moves: Leech Seed, Knockoff Earthquakes, Sleep Powder. So he's going to definitely put in the work for the team and make sure that we're staying healthy and pushing towards the team. But that is the team. Go ahead and leave your comments down below of who you think the MVP for the Colorado Mamoswine's NBA season is going to be. And let me know what you think of the team overall. But as always, bros, keep gaming. Don't work. Gonna stay in. Spin block there. Doesn't do anything. And let's go for a dynamic punch. Start. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try it just to see.